What's up, fellas? It's your boy Schema back with another episode for the Dynasty Network. Yes, we're here to talk about past defenses. A lot of good past defenses, some not so good, but we're just going to talk about potentially, again, potentially the top 10 past defensive teams of the DML network. You got heavy hitters like the Bears, the Pack, Jets, Dolphins, Eagles, Cowboys. You got the Browns, Jacksonville. You got the Saints. Guys that's known for playing good pass defense. Now there are some good pass defenders out there, but they play so fast until they get a ball back to their opponent, and the opponent gets more yards on them. I mean, you could be somebody 55 to 21, but those 21 points, that's a lot of yards, man. So you got to play a certain style. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off. I think in 10th place, you're going to have the Philadelphia Eagles. The ones who causing the most havoc is Fletcher Cox. The man got 96 strength. Come on, man. 99 awareness with 94 play rec. This guy's a monster. And you got Darby in the secondary who does his thing. You got Sidney Jones. Just a well-rounded good pass defense. I expect him to be in the top 10 somewhere when it's all said and done. Yes. Eagles, I mean, he does play the Redskins who likes to run the ball. Cowboys have a very good balanced attack. But this Eagles team, just by pressing the X button, they play real well. He runs the ball, Westside Pablo. No matter what, the defense is always clicking. Right now, he's fourth, and I think pass defense. Actually, fourth in sacks. That's Fletcher Cox, and he's third in sacks. He's also 11th in INTs, 8th in passing yards, along with 6th in team defense. Now we're moving on to the Saints. You got LaShawn Lattimore, who has 9 INTs. That's the leader of the Saints defense so far. And you got Cameron Jordan coming off the edge. He plays in the division with the Panthers, the Falcons, who not really, just going to go in there and torch him for 400 yards. They're not going to do that. You got the Buccaneers. But all in all, when you're looking at the Saints, Lattimore has 9 INTs along with 8 pass deflects. The Saints are also 11th in pass defense. They're 12th in total yards. They're also 10th in INTs and 8th in sacks. So the Saints know a lot about playing defense. You can't forget about Cameron Jordan and Marquise Williams. So I expect the Saints to be in the top 10 when it's all said and done. Maybe around 9 or 10. So let's see what happens. But right now, this guy's playing good pass defense. Moving right along to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, what's the best friend of a good pass defense or good overall defense? A nice run game. I think his run game plays a major part of his pass defense, or overall defense, knowing how to keep the ball and work the chain. But his lead on defense is Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a monster. Right now, he currently has 23.5 sacks. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 9th in pass defense, 3rd in INTs, they're 3rd in total D, and sacks they're number 1. I mean, you can't ask for more. Josh Allen is a man amongst boys who's the leader, and you got Ramsey in the secondary, Miles Jack, Tavon Smith. Man, these guys as a unit, they cannot be outside the top 10 when it's all said and done. They're too good for that. All you got to do is press X, and these guys are playing defense right away. Moving right along, you got the Cleveland Browns, led by Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett has 17 sacks. The Browns are currently 13th in pass defense, 11th in total D. They're 6th in INTs. They're 7th in sacks. But it starts up front with Myles Garrett. It makes it easier on the rest of the secondary. I like the year Oliver is having with 7 INTs. Ward, you got to be careful when you try to throw his way. And, you got Greedy Jackson over there, too. So this is just a complete team, So I expect them to be in the top 10 as well. Where at? I got him right now number 7, but this guy could easily be, top 5, could sneak up to number 1. I can't see them being outside the top 10. So keep doing your thing out there. Right now, we're gonna move over to the Patriots. The Patriots led by Stephon Gilmore. He has 5 INTs. As a unit, they're fourth in pass defense. They're seventh in total D, 22nd in INTs, and 29th in sacks. Now, you may say, well, he's a little low on sacks, low on INTs, but when you're fourth in pass defense and seventh total D, you got a guy like Stephon Gilmore, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You don't have to always get to go for the INT. Just keep guys in check, keep guys in front. So the guy's hard to beat deep. He's doing his thing. You know, you got other guys. I mean, he runs the ball. You know, he's playing very conservative with that young quarterback he drafted. So that plays a major part. But when you got Stephon Gilmore with 96 man, 93 zone, 91 speed, I mean, you can really, really play a lot of defense. You can play, you know, you can blitz, you can stay back in coverage, do whatever. Good job. Moving on to the Bears. The Bears, you know, when you got, you know, Cashman with 6 INTs, 1.5 sacks and a pass deflect, you know, but you got to give credit. Some of that credit goes to Khalil Mack as well. But 6 INTs is very incredible at the midway point of the season. And he still probably haven't even played this week yet. So, you know, as a unit, they're 10th in total D. The Bears are also 6th in pass defense. Cashman also has 1 forced fumble recovery and a touchdown to go along with those 6 INTs. Can't forget about that, which is probably why he's 5th in INTs as a unit with the Bears. So Bus is doing his thing. He is 12th in sacks. So he's doing his thing. As a unit, you got to worry about these Bears when you start passing the ball. Keep up the good work, Bus. Now moving right along to the Cowboys. I'm very impressed with Jalen Smith, who has 10 INTs on the season. However, he is 5th in pass defense. He's 1st in total D, 1st in INTs, and he's 9th in sacks. I would not be surprised if the Cowboys was number 1 in the end. I would not be surprised if any of these teams that we've talked about so far, and we have a few more teams to talk about. If any of these teams is number 1, it's not shocking. But you're not going to have the Cowboys, I guarantee you, outside the top 5. Let alone outside the top 10. But no. To me, he is a very, very strong candidate. If you was in Vegas and you was betting on who's going to be the number 1 pass defense overall, Cowboys are great. That's a good pick. This guy has, man, an 8 awareness. Jalen has 89 zone. He's ready. Now moving along to the pack, another strong candidate. When I first thought about pass defense, I thought this guy had a chance to be number 1 as well. And guess what? He does. When you got a guy like Jair Alexander with 94 speed, 70 in catching, I mean, he's going to take the ball away when he gets that chance. Right now, Jair has 5 INTs, 10 pass deflects. As a unit, the Packers are 3rd in pass defense, 5th in total D, 7th in INTs, and believe it or not, he's also 11th in sacks. This guy's a strong candidate. He's a very strong candidate. He also played opposite of King, you know what I'm saying, the big time corner. So he has a complete defensive team. He also runs the ball at times to help out the defense as well, giving them rest. But that 92-man coverage is big. So look out when you pass against the Packers. Okay, the Dolphins. Very, very strong candidate each and every year. Christian Wilkins right now has 18.5 sacks. The Dolphins are currently 2nd in pass defense. They're 2nd in total D. They're 4th in INTs. They're 6th in sacks. I would not be surprised if everybody put their money on the Dolphins to be the number 1 pass defense in the end. Might be the number 1 total D in the end. Just a great, strong running game to help out his pass defense, his total defense as well. Christian Wilkins, I mean, this man is playing above his numbers at times. 74 speed, 84 acceleration, and coming off the edge like he got 90 speed. He's coming. 93 power moves, and this guy, you know, has room to grow. 89 strength at the end position, that is lethal. And you got Xavier Howard and Fitzpatrick on the back end collecting picks. Yeah, the Dolphins are prime for a top pass defense. C.J. Mosley, it's the Jets. I take pride in pass defense. This is just information going around the league, letting everybody know who's playing good pass defense. But Mosley, he's putting it down. Mosley has 7.5 sacks, an INT, 3 pass deflects, 3 forced fumbles, giving the Jets the ball more often than not to be in position to score. We're number one in pass defense. The Jets are fourth in total defense. I'm kind of like the Patriots. I don't get many sacks or INTs at times because I'm currently 27th in sacks, 19th in INTs. So, some of the pass defenses are misleading. But when you got a guy like Mosley who can go downfield and cover, sack the quarterback, he got 95 play recognition, 92 awareness. And man, we got Calais Campbell. Hopefully can help him out. So yes, the Jets are primed for a top 10, pass defense. Yeah, folks. But I'm kind of surprised, guys like KP. You got guys like Sweets, guys who can play great pass defense. You got the Chargers. He might not stop you from catching the ball, but he can knock it out, causing fumbles, which is almost like somewhat of a run defense. You let guys catch the ball, but you're knocking it out. So, however that translates to his pass defense, good luck the rest of the way to King Vitamin and the Chargers. But you got, sometimes the Lions, but the Lions' lack of offense, sometimes his pass defense doesn't look good. So I expect, you guys to give some props to Sweets as well as KP, guys that just play too fast. So when you get a ball back to the opponent real fast, that's what happens. And the Steelers got some good guys. He's up and coming defense. Look out. Steelers are coming. Now, looking at this right here, no lie. Like Nasty Newt said, numbers don't lie. The Jets are number one in pass defense. This is just a little something so people can say, okay, I see what he's talking about. As I go down the list, you can see some of the top names we talked about already. They are specialists when it comes to playing pass defense. Whether it's sacking the quarterback, playing pass defense, keeping guys in front, running the ball and keeping the ball out of the opponent's hands, it all leads to great pass defense. Some of the guys at the bottom got to pick it up. The Broncos already giving up 2,000 plus yards. You got to pick it up. You can get all the sacks you want with Von Miller, but you got to pick it up on pass defense. Now we're going to roll over to some of the other stats. Cowboys are doing great. Dolphins are too. Now you look at this here. Cowboys number one in total D. This is just information. And I'm up at the top again. The Packers at the top. The same names at the top, just about. So some of the stats are misleading. Like the Redskins, I think underplays great pass defense. Maybe it's sometimes lack of moving the ball with the offense. He has a lot of sacks as well, but it's a lot that plays. A lot of things play a role in leading to a great pass defense. As we're gonna go to some of the other stats like the sacks and INTs. If you look at the INTs, another category for the Cowboys, which is why I say I wouldn't be surprised. There go KP. KP gets a lot of interceptions, but he also plays fast and wants to score in 2 plays. They go to Saints and Eagles near the top. So look out for these guys. These guys here, especially the NFC East, when you got the Eagles and the Cowboys, man. So if you got to go against the NFC East, you got to bring your lunch pail. You got to bring on your track shoes. You got to do everything to keep these guys out of the end zone. Bench press, whatever the case may be. And the same thing goes for the AFC East. When you got the Patriots, the Jets, and the Dolphins, these guys ain't trying to give up nothing. You have to pull a trick out your hat, play action, do whatever you need to do in order to be successful when you play those teams. So as you see right here, as we get ready to end the show, it's no lie. Jets, Packers, Dolphins, Patriots, Cowboys, all over the place in certain categories. Jacksonville, I think, has a chance to also sneak up and take it. Number one pass defense. He runs the ball well. Guys like the Titans and the Colts, they're lacking a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Good luck, fellas. It's going to be great. Peace out.